Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. We get a peek at Tom Brady as he brings out this Tampa Bay offense. And Tom Brady in his 22nd season overall and his second in Tampa Bay.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now a play fake. Brady. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10, down at the 31. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Evans. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Brady going to throw. Well, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down. Brady to throw for it on 4th down. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. This Fournette territory here, and he's alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal. No score after 1 on EA Sports. And this Fournette territory here, and he's alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. And this will be play number 10 on this pretty long opening drive. Here's 3rd and goal. Fournette. And Fournette trying to power his way forward, but I don't think he got there. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
They'll go for it. It's Brady. And he's got Gronkowski. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Gronkowski. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bucs take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Extra point put through by Succop, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away. On the return, Williams. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Falcon offense about ready to go to work here for the first time, and leading them as he has since 2008 is the veteran quarterback, former MVP, Matt Ryan.
And his task in this situation is making sure that his team knows that there's a sense of urgency, yet somehow still stays calm. Because your natural impulse, your first possession is not until the second quarter, is you got to attack right away. Throw something big at them right away. Yeah, you got to move the ball, but maybe be a little bit careful in doing so.
And he held on to it too long. A coverage sack. Down he goes. The sack by the Super Bowl champion and Pro Bowler Jason Pierre-Paul.
JPP was a Pro Bowler for the third time in his career last year as the Bucs won the Super Bowl title. Ended up finishing 2020 with 89 career sacks. So he has a chance with a really good season to get to 100.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively, not a real surprise. They're in the dime. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
To throw again on 2nd down. Brady on the screen. Bernard. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Throwing on 1st down is Brady. Over the middle, that's taken in by Gronkowski. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Now Brady again. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Brady to throw. Airing this one out for Evans. And that one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Brady. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that. They might. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Tyler Davison able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this won't get there, won't be on line either. It's no good, off to the right. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Cam Newton, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, we head up to MetLife Stadium to check on the Jets. And things didn't work out so well as they fall to the visiting New England Patriots. Mac Jones, 3 touchdown passes as his guys bounce back from the defeat on opening weekend. Finally, let's get to the desert to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they are in a tight one, all tied with the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, in our game, just the lone touchdown accounting for all the scoring. A tight one, 7-0 is the score. And for the call of the second half, we send it back to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Williams now on the return. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the 3rd quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some point.
Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Running left, it's Fournette. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Brady. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. And he comes back with one complete. And the Bucs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game.
And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. Chris Godwin from 8 yards out. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Extra point up and good by Succop. And that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. Williams to return. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
From the 30 on second down, Ryan.
And that's another Falcons first down, courtesy of a catch there by Calvin Ridley. Now in his 4th season, he's coming off of his best year yet in 2020. 90 catches, close to 1,400 yards receiving. He continues to ascend up the charts as one of the top receivers in the NFL.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Ryan, open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, it's Patterson. He will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Patterson on the carry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 6 yards left on 2nd down. Here's Ryan. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It'll be a gain of 5. And just like that, it's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. He completes this to Russell Gage. And he is going to have a Falcons first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Ryan. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Now Ryan on first down. Got a man. It's Patterson, complete. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good gain before he's taken down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Now Ryan. Zacchaeus here, hauling it in. And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. The quick slant caught. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal. Clock running, and the Falcons moving with a sense of urgency. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Buccaneers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
They'll try and run some clock with Fournette. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Face mask. Defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now Leonard Fournette. And he's going to ball his way forward to the 48. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 45 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
And Brandon, this is where it pays to have a big back who can take over a football game, especially in the 4th quarter when you've got the lead. Your ability to not just wear people down, but close games out.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. Brady will take a knee here, and that should just about do it. Good bounce-back win. They take the knee. Can't stop the clock defensively. Tough opening week loss, but now 1-1.
shows that they handled things really well. A lot of teams panic after a week 1 loss, and they start to think that the sky's falling. This team realized there's a long season, and they feel very talented, and they get it done in this one.
So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
So for the Buccaneers, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium.